All right. First of all, congratulations on last week. I think it's fair to say that no one out there on the internet called this, but we caught it nevertheless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green days in a row from not getting killed on this candle, actually catching that gap up and buying the dip here. So what's next? Well, truth be told, the market can go two ways. We still have unfilled targets down here. I would not be shocked if you have a fall out of the sky pattern, but Monday is going to be very important, especially for upside continuation. Now, I kind of joked around last week and said no red days, and here's the thing. We knew that we would get this rally. We have it on several seasonal charts that we follow, and this one, this Nasdaq one, has a early pop and then comes down here and goes again until it rips in January, which is the top. Okay, and the sports calendar also has a pop that continues and then drops for an absolute ripper, and then they deviate right there. Now, nothing's ever perfect. We are playing with projections here, but last month's fractal was pretty darn good as far as you know, a roadmap. We came down here, boom boom boom. Here it got a little murky. We never got that extra pop, but then we caught the ripper. Now for this month, we do see it finishing here weekend, and we're supposed to rip Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, then we have that mid dip right there, followed by a big rally here around FOMC, I guess, I don't know. And then we have CPI, and we are invading Venezuela, and you name it. So what are we going to do? We're going to keep it as simple as possible. So I just posted new ghost candles to the downside in the ghost candle chart. You got them, and we have several of them. This new one goes all the way down to 670. 3.5 looks like this volume shelf here. Okay, so we're gonna put that in there. This week probably ends up filling at some point as well. And as you can see, these are, you know, level down. This is no level. I wouldn't want to go underneath this at any point in December, personally. So where are we and what's the plan? Well, as I said, we got to make it as simple as possible on ourselves. And for Monday, where are we? Well, we kind of have to combine charts here. Technically, this is just a 5-minute chart, right? And what have we done? We have pierced the Bollinger Band, and the destination is the upper Bollinger Band. Move to move. What do you mean, Grandpa? Well, check this out. There's the high. There's the pierce of the Bollinger Band. And there's the bottom. Pierce. It did pierce here too. This was a fuckery move though. But technically, this should go up here. So, obviously, we played end of day. On Friday, we played that 81% move on the 688 from 16, right? So why is 688 of interest? Well, that's the FOMC target. And if we go all the way back to the FOMC announcement, you will remember that the first move was up. Yes, we've retraced, but that means technically we got to go back up there. So for this week, this is the target. If we reach this straight out of the gate next week, there's a chance that we are following the fractal, because we ended here, right? Dip over the weekend, and then this we're supposed to rip, right? So I'm expecting Monday to have that half an hour ripper algo high in the final hour. If that doesn't come, we will play Tuesday 688s. Now for next week, we kind of have a usually by the dip type of pattern all week. We got Monday early low, Tuesday early low, Wednesday early high, Thursday early low, and Friday early low. Okay, all of them high in the final hour or something changes, so we got to keep an eye on that. Now after hours, we did reach close to my target of 684. So again guys, this week the approach needs to be different. It needs to be religiously playing the premiums, watching the premium ranges, watching the break even of the patterns and the chains, and having this as the upper target, right? There's also goes to 676 right there. That's that low. I will buy the dip down here. If we undercut this week, something else is going on. Very important to remember. Now over to SPX again. Let's put on the hourly. As you can see here, you have that gap, I'm gonna put a bunch of alerts. So that gap, and you have, here's a gap. So there's gaps to fill. I do think they will fill in December, but we don't want to cut this, undercut it too much, because then we're not in the channel. And this was the, sorry that it looks like conspiracy theory here, but this was the golden age cheese wedge. We're back above. We're actually in the upper, in the trend channel where the market should be. So it should be able to get to all-time highs, okay? We should be able to get to 7,000. There's the collar, okay? Now, this trend channel goes back to 2023. As you can see here when I zoom out, but it looks like this on my chart so that I can call out the epicness. So it starts here, and it's about to culminate soon, early next year, right? Here somewhere. And that'll be the top for a while. So again, you have a few different paths here that I marked earlier in the week. As of right now, I think we're doing the blue. Green is possible too. These ones, something's changed geopolitically, maybe with the tariffs. So all four are possible. The main thing I'm looking at here is the Zweig breadth thrust. If you can hit 61.5, we're gone. We're definitely doing straight green. The reason I am watching it is this is unsustainable. It can go all the way and you get no green days, no red days, because you trigger the bread thrust and we just keep grinding up and grinding up and grinding up. So what's the tactic here? Well, next week we don't want to get too bullish either, because you do have where you do have this full moon as a possible high. So let's say we go up Monday, Tuesday, dip a little Wednesday, boom, that could be the high. Then the pattern can change, right? Remember, full moon, the bottom was the new moon, full moon could be the top. Very possible, especially when you look at the NAMO, it's just fucking exploding. Not a surprise to us, but we got to keep watching it. Now, you'll see a lot of posts about the VIX. Oh, the bounce is gonna be great, the bounce is gonna be great. All those people have no fucking clue what they're talking about. The only reason you would get a VIX bounce if you get a crisis, okay? Whether it's the tariffs or something with the Fed, I'd say 90% certainty it would be with the tariffs. Because usually after you get a huge spike, it will settle into the range. So this is the main thing that we need to take away from this week, is does the VIX settle into its range? Now, thankfully, I think that they marked the VIX range with that opening candle for next week. Otherwise, what the fuck is that? Okay, so if the VIX is within here, we can apply our trading style by counting premiums. Okay, now let's keep an eye on Bitcoin and the banks. Why did JPM rip like that on Friday? No other reason than being a vehicle. There's a chance that this gets to 330 this month. That's an epic swing play. So I will personally approach this month with having a few core positions. Now I'm in 640s for Meta into OPEX. I have same thing on Nvidia into OPEX. Both can be vehicles. Why am I saying they can be vehicles? Because they've gotten beaten to shit. Okay, so once this turns around here, this will be a vehicle. This has already turned around and is being a vehicle. And what do I mean? I mean catching a low on a massive company is always good. This can go back to the 200, chop around a little bit, bounce, boom, 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 and go more. Okay, Coinbase, same thing. We're all over this place because premiums told us we would go. So I'm gonna be looking at a lot of shit, swinging BABA as well here. Why? Well, because it's hung out here now, giving us an inside days ready to go. Right? There's a lot of plays. I think they will run through all these shitty stocks like this. Why is this all of a sudden after basing forever going? Because of rotation. So we got to follow our rotation. Tesla can get to 500. We've determined that. Apple's going to have a tight range. We've determined that. Microsoft off the 200. We called that. Okay. So they're rotating. I still think the message that Trump says he's gonna keep the market at all-time highs means we're going to be trading the VIX in a tight range, because this bottom here was one of the top 3 of hedge funds ever loading all time. And I think all-time high, this is your range, and then finally here you get, this is not gonna be, I don't think, a straight line. You'll be bouncing around, so don't get fucked up in a vicious chop, is what I'm saying. Also, approach this week with your only mission is to protect the gains. There's not a lot of people who catch these moves. We seem to do it very well. Look at that first green MACD, okay? It means it can have some more upswing. You don't want to be caught then buying the dip when it starts doing this shit again, okay? I'm gonna try to keep it kind of nice, short and sweet today. Let's look at next week's gamma and the calendar for Monday. December 1st is weird because I'm in the sun out here. 680, we closed there. We can easily get to that 688. And I think if we hit it early in the morning, we can catch that half-hour ripper algo. If we don't get all the way and we only get to like 686, we're gonna swing it for Tuesday. Then we have Tuesday right there. Yeah, looks like that's gonna be the move. Then you reject. Wednesday, kind of a shit day probably. Yep, Wednesday looks like the upside is on lockdown, which brings us to Thursday. Can you gap over into that area, or are you still chopping? and go lower, that is a question mark. And Friday after full moon, you should be over 685. You can go all the way to 700. So again, that would be fucking sick. But all the people who didn't catch the move last week are chasing. Where does this go, I wonder? Algota, it goes all the way down to 674. That's another ghost. Let me that's a ghost. That's a ghost. Okay, and we got plenty of them. All to the downside, very few to the upside. So be careful. Now next week, let's see. Ding 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 ding. ISM PMI on Monday. Tuesday Redbook, Bowman. Wednesday, oh yeah, didn't Powell talk after hours on Monday, by the way? When's he talking? Yeah, Monday. Monday in the evening, Powell is talking, by the way. Some short, brief stuff. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Tuesday, ding, 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 and nothing exceptional. Wednesday, we have marked as kind of a blah day. ISM PMI again. Gas prices. Thursday is the full moon day. Bowman, mortgage rates. And Friday, core PCE and the Michigan numbers. Hell yeah, I'm swinging fucking calls into that. Why? They don't have to release any economic data unless it fits their narrative. Right? And then the week after that, see, now we finally have it there. They finally stuck that on the calendar. Because remember, we had it, it was gone. Then the week after that, JOLTS and FOMC and all that good shit. Okay, guys? Hopefully, this gives a little bit of insight. We're watching downside. We know we can buy the dip to about like 673, 676. But we want this to push higher. If we can fucking get the 700 or something ridiculous like that, it makes our life easy. Why does it make our life easy, Grandpa? Because if we can get here and this is 700, that means this is 670 something, right? On a quick dip, and then we fucking reap the 712. Capiche? I know you're fucking feeling it right now. It's all coming together in your head. If we can get to like 690, blah, 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 we buy that dip. That is FOMC's dip. And we rip. Okay? And by the way, end of the month, I will be super busy. Obviously, I am relocating. Post in the chat where you think I should. I'll be on the road for a while. I'll be doing the moon train. I'll be leaving another page in my crazy ass book of life. I love you all. Let's hope we get the bread thrust. Let's keep kicking ass. Everybody keep posting what you post. Our group is legendary, and I have a surprise in store for you guys very soon that I fucking know you'll love. God bless, guys.